All right, how about this one, Shane? Auburn on the road at Mississippi State. Bulldogs favored by 12.5 at home. Game kicks off at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on ESPN. The over-under is 51 total points. Last season, Mississippi State won 43-34 in an amazing comeback. They were down 28-3, still managed to win the game. But Auburn leads the all-time series 65-27 with 2 ties. But they're only 14-6-1 in Starkville. So these games are much more competitive in Starkville, and I think we're in for a really good one here on Saturday. Who do you got winning?
Mike, I tried to create a Cinderella story here for Cadillac and for that fan base. And, I don't think Brian was a terrible coach. I don't think he was an enemy. And sometimes when you see some of these coaches that are fired during the season, you kind of paint them as that, as a cancer to that program, and it's been cut out. Things should be moving forward. Mm-hmm. I don't think Brian leaving this program makes Auburn better. And I really don't. And Cadillac's never had this opportunity before. And I hope that he sees the days. But there's a lot that goes into game prep in all departments, especially when you fired half of them. This is you didn't make it any easier. You're really just kind of basing it on these kids, picking up, doing their job. Don't get me wrong, they got plenty of support down there, but I don't see a Cinderella story here. I see an opportunity for Mississippi State to get put back on the map and put up some damn points here. They ever since that South Carolina game, for me, I've been worried about them. I've been afraid that that we saw the best days of the Bulldogs. But I think we get a little bit of that this week. Auburn is not deep enough to go toe-to-toe with Mississippi State. So give me, without further ado, I don't want to drag it out, Mississippi State 31, Auburn 17.
Yes, who you like? The dogs and the points, huh?
Yeah, I do. And again, I think they get back to that balance. But, this needs to be a Will Rogers day. We're not even talking about him anymore.
Right.
I want him to come out here. I want him to have 55 throwing attempts, 6 touchdowns. I could really see this game being an absolute barn burner blowout. It has the potential. But does he call the perfect game? And they've been back and forth, and I know there's a lot of things going on up there, but this still, in my mind, is a top 25 team. Auburn is not. In fact, I feel like they're really limping into this one, so it shouldn't be a ball game. So give me Mississippi State and the points.
I like a lot of what you had to say there, Shane. There just seems to be something missing with Mississippi State, though. I went back and watched that Alabama game yesterday they played, and basically got shut out till the very end. But if that's all you know about that game, you would have thought they got their ass whooped.
Right.
But it wasn't like that. It was, it was poor coaching decisions. It was going for it on crazy 4th downs, not settling for field goals early to get the team settled in. It was drops on 4th down that probably would have led to a scoring drive here or there. This is, I think, a really good team that is not putting it all together. And until they do it, it's kind of hard for me to predict them to do that. So I still think Mississippi State's got the ingredients of a really good team. It's got to start here on Saturday. But I love what you said about Will Rogers, Shane. I mean, heck, the first month of the season, we thought, could this guy be a legitimate Heisman candidate?
Yeah.
Now I'm hearing, we need a more mobile quarterback to win in the SEC. Like, what happened there? I mean, he was gangbusters there for the first month. We collapsed in the 4th quarter against LSU. We've had drops all season long. We have got to get that corrected, and hopefully this Auburn defense is the cure for getting that done, just like it was last season, to really get the fast November going for Mississippi State. That's what you got to hope if you're a Bulldog fan. But for Auburn, Shane, I kind of agree with you. I kind of don't, though. I mean, Auburn fans don't want to hear this, but I think you're right. I think Brian Harsin was a pretty good coach. I think he was a horrible program builder and cultural fit and recruiter, and those things are obviously important, and that's why he's not down there anymore. But I mean, this is a guy that had them at, he controlled their destiny in the West at this time last year. This is a guy that had a 17-point lead over LSU. This is a guy that, won some big games here during his short term as Auburn's head coach. So how do they respond without him? I don't know, but I really think they're going to play their hearts out for Cadillac. I think they're going to go to the ground game, which is something they abandoned far too much this season. That is a big edge I think Auburn will have in this game, running the ball against Mississippi State's defense. Mm-hmm. Mississippi State, though, it seems like they're lacking an identity. Like you said, where's the passing going? They seem to be run heavy at times, which I guess it's cool when you're keeping people off balance, but when you commit too much to it, it's not great. So I say all that, Shane, I'm kind of rambling here. I think this is going to be a much tighter ball game than you do. I like Mississippi State to win, but I like Auburn to cover. Give me Mississippi State 28, Auburn 24.
Yeah, you started rambling like Shane there. I was like, wait a minute. Are we drinking the same beer? You can tell it's late, right?
Well, I'm just going in circles here trying to figure out who's going to win this ball game. I really think it could go either way.
It's so funny because this is another one. Maybe not this one so much, but there's some of these games I convince myself like, oh, this is how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
And then there's, then all of a sudden I'm like, what? I could also see this happening. So, who knows? Auburn may come out here and get a victory. Cadillac get a new job. So that's what we're going to find out, brother. We're going to find out soon enough.
Well, how about this one, Shane? Another tight one. Kentucky